We start with a precise definition of the limit, okay? The precise definition of limit is super, super cool. It's what gave us formalized calculus moving forward. And in order to understand why this is important, I want to consider this function right here, okay? So I found a function, I really like it. Okay, it took me a while. I spent about 5 minutes this morning looking for a really good function. I want you to type that guy into your calculator. Can you do that for me? Okay. By the way, I'm ready to purchase an online calculator that will pop up for us. Okay, I've got it in the mix, so we're going to get it at some point here. I don't have it yet. I do got a cool Desmos calculator I'm going to show you in a second here. It's pretty cool. Wow, okay, all right, Hannah, come on up here. Come on up. Everybody give Hannah a round of applause. Here we go. Yeah, Hannah. Woo! Come on up, come on up. Come on up, Hannah. Hannah, just get up here for crying out loud. Okay, because I don't have a calculator, so we're looking here. What do we got?
That.
Whoa! Wow. Did you guys get the same thing?
That is crazy.
You see the same type of thing? Does it kind of a little bit remind you of the barcode function a little bit? It's not the barcode function though, but it is pretty cool. Thank you, Hannah, for showing us. Okay, I'm going to show you guys my screens. Everybody kind of have something like that on their screen. Okay, so here's my screen. Are you ready? I went to Desmos. I think it's pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So because yours is going up and down, right?
Right.
And so like I go up and down. Here's what I get. That's the function. Like on that display, that's what it looks like. Just complete blah, just everywhere. You know what I mean? So look at it. Can we tell by looking at this what the limit of the function is as x goes to 0? I can't. So what would you do? Table's an option. Suppose you wanted to see it better visually. What would you do? Zoom in. Now, Hannah, you can do it on yours, or you guys could just kind of watch mine. I'm going to zoom in. Ooh, I got a little bit of white space there, didn't I?
Looks like a spider.
And I'm going to zoom in again. And again. I'm still a ways out. I'm going to continue to try here. Ooh, it's kind of cool now, isn't it? It's kind of coming into shape a little bit. Oh, is that kind of what you guys have on your screen? A little bit better?
Yeah.
Yeah? As you look now what does it look like the limit as x goes to 0? It looks like 0, isn't it? How confident are you? Like right now, if I asked Louise, would you be willing to bet $1,000 that the limit is 0?
Yeah.
So you're not giving any credence to the thought that it could be 0.001?
I mean, it did cross my mind.
It did cross your mind?
Yeah.
You don't think I maybe would have come up with a function like that?
Yeah, probably.
You want to bet $1,000 that it's 0?
Maybe I take it back.
Okay, thank you. I think you would take it back. Louis, suppose you wanted to be more confident, what would you do?
Zoom in more.
You'd zoom in more. Looks a little bit more confident, right? But it still could be like 1/100. I zoom in and in and in. Oh, wow, looks like it has actually, before it looked like it was just below the x-axis there. Now it looks like it bounces up above, doesn't it? Maybe it goes back down. I zoom in and in.
How zoomed in can you get?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to continue to zoom in. Would you now bet $1,000?
No.
You want to zoom in more?
Yeah. All the way.
I mean, technically, it could be like
It could
Are you good with it now?
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
That's the key. You guys are actually kind of getting this. To be truly confident, would you be willing at this point to bet $10 that it's 0?
Yeah, maybe 10.
I think 10. And there's no question, this situation, this does end up happening, that the limit is 0. But we did bring it up that maybe it's 1/1000th. Maybe it's just a tick above 0, isn't it? And if you wanted to be more and more confident, you would have to continue to zoom in more and more and more, wouldn't you? In fact, if you go back to your notes right here, it says our current definition of a limit uses phrases like, as x approaches 0, f of x gets close to some limit. And the reason why these phrases are problematic, what's going on here? Oh, I got to press down. Thank you. Okay, the reason why these phrases are problematic, let's look at this function. Let's just sketch a general shape of this function there. Okay? These phrases are problematic because some functions behave in a crazy way. Lots of different descriptions I could use. I'm just going to say, would everybody agree that this is a crazy behaving function?
Yes.
So we would say that it's difficult to calculate this limit because it's tough to see what the y value is approaching. So when we saw this, we said, hey, it's difficult to know the y value that's approaching. What was it that we decided to do in order to become more confident in our estimation? We zoomed in. We zoom in. Flip it over. What window did you create in order to verify your limit? I just want to make sure, and this is where we kind of turn a little bit more to the mathematics of it. Okay, I want you to understand that our window looked like we were, right in this frame there. Everybody agree? 0.0002 by 0.0002. Everybody agreed? Okay, so we went from, I'm going to write this down, we went from 100 by 100. We reduced that all the way down to a 0.0002 by 0.0002. And for our level of appreciation, we said that's enough to give us relative confidence. But in mathematics, relative confidence is ridiculous. We need absolute confidence. We don't want a window that is 0.0002 because we want to know that something crazy could happen inside that window. So how low do we want to bring the window? Oh yeah, you guessed it. We want to go 1 over infinity by 1 over infinity. As Emma said, how zoomed in can you get? And for mathematical purposes, we want to say that you can go infinitely small to guarantee that that limit is right there, that there's nothing funky that happens. Again, as I look at this picture, man, I'm still kind of wondering, technology, I know this is high resolution, but maybe there's a little crazy behavior around there. How can we ensure that something crazy doesn't happen? And so we come up with what is referred to as the precise definition of the limit. You will need to memorize this perfectly for your next test, and you will do great at it. The past 3 years that I've given the test on this, everybody has memorized this perfectly. Before that, a couple people struggled. I just want to let you know the first time you see it, you're going to be like, what? But trust me, you can do it. We start. First, draw a function. And within that function, just put a dot. and we're going to call that location point A. You just took a test on this. True or false? Talk to your friend. The limit as x approaches a of this function exists or does not exist. Talk to your peers. Go. Okay, what do you guys got? But there's no value there. Is it okay to have a hole and still have a limit? Yes. Okay, so we're going to call this L. So the limit as x approaches a of f is equal to L. And what we do is we create a window to zoom in on. So this is the picture of what we are going to describe. So the picture helps you with this understanding. So here's what we're going to go. We're going to go, notice in our graph here, we went 0.0002 to the left and the right, didn't we? The amount we go to the left and the right, we're going to call delta. The amount that we go up and down, we're going to call it epsilon. Okay, we run out of English letters, we turn to Greek. So I'm going to go up epsilon. Epsilon looks like that. And I'm going to go down epsilon. The delta symbol looks like this. I'll try to do a better job. Lots of people get the epsilon. They struggle with the delta. Delta looks like that. I go delta to the left. I go delta to the right. I go epsilon up. I go epsilon down. And what happens is it produces a window for me to zoom in on and to focus on that and to ensure that the limit exists at that spot. Okay? That's the picture. We're going to use that picture multiple times over the next 3 days. So, what is the precise definition for the limit? We're going to use this to generate our definition. Starts off with let there be a function. Because the first thing we did was we drew a function defined on an interval meaning it has defined values all across here, but maybe not at A. Let there be a function defined on an interval, but maybe not at point A. Not too bad so far, right? Then, the limit as x approaches A of the function is equal to what? L. If for every epsilon greater than 0, so epsilon is a positive value, and it just tells us the amount that we go up and down. If for every epsilon greater than 0, there is a, anybody want to guess? If for every epsilon, there's a delta. That satisfies the absolute value of f of x minus L is less than epsilon. whenever absolute value of x minus a is less than delta. This is going to be a multi-day piece. We're in the midst of the confusion. We will slowly bring you out of it. We are going to do a concrete example so you can understand what the heck we're doing. The mathematics is not difficult. But let me end, before we get to the example, by just telling you why this was the moment for me where I decided I would be a math major. Because when I saw this, what it said is that for every epsilon greater than 0, that means that if epsilon is as small as you can get, and we would say 1 over infinity is just slightly greater than 0, that there's another delta. And guess what? That delta, it might be 1 over 2 infinity. Yes, the fact is in mathematics, there's different levels of infinity. And you will be able to compute them and understand the levels and variations of infinity. And at that moment, I said, math can do everything. I said, I love it. This was it. Absolutely love it. But that's me. Is that you, Hannah?
No.
Okay. But can you see why I thought a little bit? Maybe it had something to do with that time when I saw this too. Actually, I wasn't. That was when I was in high school. I was gonna say I took Greek in college, so I was I kind of like the Greek lettering as well. So, but you just want to see an example. You're like, what the heck are we talking about? It's a game. It's just a game. The game is if we give you an epsilon, you have to find a delta. That's all the game is. The game is if you make epsilon smaller, okay, I'll use the green pen here. If you make epsilon smaller, then guess what? We have a delta that's smaller, don't we? Exactly. If you make epsilon even smaller, then we're going to have a delta that's smaller. We can make a tiny, tiny, tiny window. So let's make that tiny window and see what happens. Consider the function f of x is 1 over 2x. Let's draw it. Looks like this. I do have to admit, I'm getting kind of enjoying writing with this thing. It's kind of nice. I like the pen. It says find an interval for x values such that the y values will always be within 0.2 of the limit as x approaches 2. Let's start to figure out what the heck it's even asking. No big deal. Limit. As x approaches, what is x approaching? 2. X approaches 2. Everybody see it? Of the function, what's the function? 1 over 2x. And we can actually compute the limit. It's very easy. We just plug in 2. And when you plug in 2, what do you get? 1 over 4. I'm going to write 0.25. Everybody good with that? So I'm going to go back to my drawing, and my drawing says that this is my a value. So I'm going to put 2 there. That's a. And I go up to this spot, and I go over, and that's my L value. What do I put for my L value? What is my limit? 0.25. Good. Great. So now I need epsilons and I need deltas. Agreed? So we're gonna do an epsilon. It says the y values will always be within 0.2. Y values correspond with the epsilon. So I'm going to go up 0.2 and I'm going to go down 0.2. If I went up 0.2 from here, where would that bring me? If I went up 0.2, 0.45. And if I went down 0.2, where would that bring me? Okay. This is the epsilon, and so your epsilon here is equal to 0.2. Notice how we went 0.2 up and 0.2 down. Everybody see that? Okay. Now we have to find a delta. And finding a delta is no big deal. we just go over here and down. I want to figure out the x value that corresponds with a y value of 0.45. What is the x value that corresponds with a y value of 0.45? And I can do that. I just say, when is the y value equal to 0.45? When is the function equal to 0.45? That's going to allow me to solve for x, which leads me to delta. Let's solve. 2x times 0.45, 0.9x equals 1. Divide both sides by 0.9. Anybody? 1 divided by 0.9? Can somebody use their calculator since mine doesn't work very well? What's that?
1.1 repeating.
1.1 repeating, very good. So this spot here is 1.11. So look, epsilon is 0.2. So that means we went up to 0.45 from 0.25. So this is the x value. So delta, that's the difference between these two. So what's the difference between 0.11 and 2? 0.89. So that's a delta value of 0.89. So we went up to 0.45. Now let's go down to 0.05. Ooh, that brings me way out here, doesn't it? Okay. So now I do the same question. What's the x value that will give to me an output of 0.05? So I take 1 over 2x and I set it equal to 0.05. And I cross multiply. 2 times 0.05 is 0.1 is equal to 1. I divide both sides by 0.1. Anybody know what 1 divided by 0.1 is? It is 10. So what would be the delta value here? 8. So we have one delta value of 8. We have the other one of 0.89. The epsilon value will always be the same up or down. Delta might be a little bit different. And when you have to choose a delta, you choose the delta that is the smaller of the two. Delta is equal to 0.89. That's the delta that has to be chosen. And if you look, what that means is if you were to go 0.89 away from 2 in each direction, that would definitely guarantee that you would have a window in which you're able to zoom in on that limit right there. If you weren't satisfied, you could go even smaller. You could try to create a smaller window and a smaller window and keep on zooming in. We've found a delta. We've done our job. That's the big idea. Turn to your homework. Turn to your homework. Look at your very first problem. It's going to follow exactly like what we just did. It says the limit as x goes to 3 of 2/3 x minus 1. And we're going to have an epsilon value of 1, and then we're going to do an epsilon value of 0.5, and you want to find delta. Really quick, see if you could sketch a general graph of this line. Go. See if you can just sketch a general graph. Start with that. Okay, everybody got that shape? We're okay there? Great. Okay, let's draw these pieces in. What is the A value? What is the value that we're approaching? 3. What is the limit? 1. If you just plug 3 into the function, we get 1. What is your epsilon? 1. So that means we're going to go up to what value? 2. And we're going to go down to what value? 0. I just want you to start with the 2 right now. And if you're given that x is 2 or y is 2, I want you to find the x value. So all you do is 2/3 x minus 1 is equal to 2. Go ahead and solve that. So we have this 2 value. That's the y value. You want to figure out the x value. So you take the function 2/3 x minus 1 and you say equal to 2. Solve that. What did you get for your x value? 4.5. Now my graph isn't perfect, but it doesn't look reasonable that I came up with 4.5. But that's not delta. Between you and your partner, quick figure out for the last thing for today, what is the delta value? Just say it out loud. What is it? It's 1.5. It's the difference between these two. That's your delta, 1.5. We'll pick up tomorrow. You guys have some time to work and ask questions. That's okay. That's okay. So x is going to 3. Okay. That's that side. We draw up over. Okay. So the limit is equal to 1. The way that we got 1 is we took the 3 and we plugged it in. 2 times 3 is 6. Divided by 3 is 2.
We need to listen to her.
Then we went up to 2 because epsilon is 1. So we're up 1 and you gotta get we're up to 2 and go down to 3. So there you are. So we solved it. Let's add in 2/3 x.
So actually it's over here.
Equal to 3.
Is somebody saying you see them?
Yeah.
Multiply by 3 halves. We get x is equal to.
I feel like guilty about it. I'll pretend that all the time.
I never know how people do it. It's either like that or it's like maybe it's like I never know.
I hit the one with
I never know. It's just opposite.
So do you see why we got 3? It's approaching. You see how we have this 1. This 1 comes from the limit. If you were to plug 3 in, 2 times 3 is 6, divided by 3 is 2, minus 1 is 1. So that's our limit. We go up 1, and we go down 1 because of the epsilon.
Couldn't be
Do you know
me.
that you have something?
So now we have a y value of 2. So when is 2/3 x minus 1? When is that equal to 2? So we solved that. We added 1. Plus, we multiply by 3 halves.
Strawberries. Cherries.
So x is 9.
Strawberries.
Oh, salsa.
4.5.
I'll do it.
Now that we got the 4.5, the delta is the difference between the two.
So it's you'll be able to do that.
We'll do the other one tomorrow, and then we'll give you guys a chance to try. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Can you, give me some information?
What up, party people?
Oh, cool.
You will not. The course is pre-calculus.
We both threw it at him.
So-
She didn't hit it hard.
Well, I threw it, but then I realized it was like.
Yeah, she just threw it, which was a good throw.
Anyway,
But it wasn't hard enough.
activity.
So I went.
Involves, you have,
It was on the ground. It's crazy.
you have 3 groups.
I might just get it.
Versus incomes.
Other told me, other said, you don't actually person. Look, I don't, that's the question. Look, okay. Either the worst comes to worst senior year, you
They
can
write down answers, and then we see if it matches what the group says.
I will not get a camera.
Others 20 years
Score?
old. You think John might have some more advice? He's 21.
After the game's over, and by
Basically,
so you might have a score. When
no,
you
I live with my friend's parents.
I got a roommate.
I got a lot
friend's
of
house,
Yeah,
They're very old.
Yeah, they're really old.
They really got their life.
It's like a family.
So anyway, you want to add your name to one of those hours. Alright? Yes, that's fine. We'll take it over.
My parents don't like to
And then it was like 25 seconds later, someone's like, and we're in a class full of seniors, so we use the recommender to see.
If we do good this checkpoint, will we ace the test?
Today's checkpoint is to give you an idea of problems that worried people will get incorrect on the test. So I never try to do things I'm like, oh yeah, everybody for sure knows this. I want to do the things that I'm like, you know, let's see if they know it. Paige, how are you?
Great.
We're glad you're here. I definitely showed genuine concern for you yesterday. I want you to know that. Okay.
We told the story.
Oh, thanks.
Only after school, the whole class.
Okay.
So, just in case, you always kind of wonder where things are at. Just to let you know, if you are wondering how challenging this whole calculus course is that these kids are taking right now, here are their latest grades from their tests. Come on. Is it not there? There's none of them there? They're all gone?
What was it?
Did you not see a box or whisker plot anywhere? Box and whisker plot?
Taking math senior.
Where is it? There it is. Okay, this was the scores from their first test. So this is a box and whisker plot. I'll produce the same for you. So 25% of the students scored between a 94 and 100. 25% scored between 94 and 93. 25% scored between a 93 and basically a 90, and 25% scored below 90. Those are exceedingly high scores.
So it's easy.
Yeah, so if you're wondering, this is the topic that they're covering right now. They are trying to learn how to do this. So it's complicated stuff, but they learn how to do it. So anyway, People could definitely have success with it. As you can see, the test scores were super high. But anyway, good stuff. All right, so let's talk about 3 problems that we want to make sure that you know how to do for the test. These are ones I'm worried you could possibly get wrong. I don't want you to get them wrong. The more you get them wrong, then the more work it creates for me. It's great if the tests go well. That way, I grade them quickly. If the tests don't go well, then it takes me a long time to grade them, and that is no fun. It's not fun for me, and it's not fun for you when you get everything back. So I'm just going to start erasing. It's the parts that are up in black up here. The first one you want to solve by completing the square. Got to know how to do the basics of completing the square. The next one you got to factor. And the last one you have to solve for x. I actually told you the other day you're going to have a problem like that solving for x. I'm not lying about it. I would love it if 100% of the students got it right. Seeing how we have told you plainly that you're going to have it on the test. I'm assuming that you know how to do it. And if you didn't, you'd come in and see me and we could talk about it. It is possible you may not have time to come in for help. That is hard. Wish I had hair as long as you were. Excellent. Have you been to Red Rocks?
Yeah, I didn't go to like a concert or anything, but
I was
Yeah,
there,
we
we were
went
there.
We all went
We
together.
climbed the stairs to death.
It was awful, but it was
the church
beautiful.
trip.
Pretty cool place.
Well, there was a concert going on. It was like some kitten unicorn
Exploding
thing.
disco kittens.
You guys crashed it? You ready? We done?
No.
for a cube root. You know, 30 seconds. What's for supper tonight?
Spaghetti.
So the kids, they both have spaghetti dinners before the cross-country meet tonight. So it's just me, my wife and I home. I'm trying to decide what to do for supper. So I was like, I should get something nice. I should like get some steak. But then the kids are gonna feel bad that they didn't get to eat steak.
What'd you have last night? What'd you have last night?
I had
They
a
have
chicken
chicken
breast and mashed potatoes.
How about you chicken nuggets?
Or pizza.
Or frozen pizza.
I know.
Go out to eat.
Oh, tea?
Yeah, take her on a date.
Have you seen the economy lately?
You don't
take her like a restaurant,
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Jersey Mike's.
Oh, that's still, it's like $10 a meal. I try to feed the whole family for under $10. All right, here we go. X squared minus 6x is equal to 3. What to do to both sides?
Add 9.
Add 9. How'd you get 9?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2 and square it. No big deal. So I've got x minus 3 quantity squared is equal to 12. Square root both sides, and we have x minus 3 is equal to, that can be reduced. It can be reduced to 2 roots of 3. Add my 3 over, x is equal to 3 plus or minus 2 roots of 3. Score that one out of 2. We move along. Uh-oh, do you remember how to factor sum and difference of cubes? Kinda? Let's talk about an easy way to try to remember it. What do you multiply 3 times to get 8y cubed? So I put a 2y there. What do you multiply 3 times to get 27? 3. So that's what you put there. If you can come up with that, you can come up with the rest quite easily. Square the front.
4y squared.
4y squared. Square the back. 9. Multiply the 2 together. 6y. Now, you maybe know this acronym, SOAP. This sign is the same as that one, thus S. This sign is opposite that sign, so it's plus. And this sign here is always positive. Same, opposite, always positive. So, and the last one, square root of 2, solve for x. If you cross multiply, I get 3xy minus 2y is equal to 12 minus 3x. Where do you want your x's? Left side or right side?
Right. Or left.
Left. Okay, so I'll add the 3x's over. So I got 3xy minus the 3x is equal to 12 plus 2y.
It's plus 3x, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, thank you. So we've got that. Now, what do I do?
Factor out the
Factor out the x. Told you you're going to have to do that. You did it. You factor out that x. And I get a 3y plus 3 is equal to 12 plus 2y. Okay? Now I'll divide, and I get x is equal to 12 plus 2y over 3y plus 3. If you would have gathered your x's and y's on the opposite side, just to let you know, you would have come up with something different. Come up with negative 2y minus 12 over negative 3y minus 3. These are the same. And the reason why is the top and the bottom differ by a factor of. So if the top and the bottom differ by a factor of -1, then they are the same. If it's only one or the other, then they're not the same. But if you came up with that, you're just fine. Score each one on 2, total of 6. Hand it in, put your score at the top, make sure your name is there. I'm handing out A's tomorrow. I would like to give everybody an A.
Would you want us to take out?
Doesn't matter.
Ava, would you like an A tomorrow?
Who would?
I would like to give you one. Nevaeh, would you like an A tomorrow?
I would love
I'm gonna do my best to give you one. Gunner, you want an A tomorrow?
Sure.
I'm gonna try to give you one. Emery, you want an A
The
tomorrow?
one that tripped me up was that second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best.
The second one messed me up.
I always, that soap is really clean, and we never learned that, did we?
I've heard people say soap before.
I just always remember.
Hannah, we gonna keep it down today in class?
So thankful for whoever sat here before, because I don't know, and I practically have followed.
The rest of the time is yours. It's a race against the clock. Question.
I think it was probably.
I do too. And like,
Oh, I was asking people, good TV shows.
no.
Golf hockey band was.
It was like a week ago. It was like a week and a half. It was like a month ago.
It was like the first, after like the first.
No?
Okay. I feel like I've been 2 months. I feel like I've already been in school for like 4 months. I knew it was about.
So to start from the way from
No, I feel like I've already been through like 2 weeks of school. It was like 1.
Dude, I need like a pink.
Somebody, I need a bra phone really bad. Somebody.
Wait.
Sometimes I don't know where it is.
Did they pay?
All right, thank you, bud.
Oh, yeah. No, they're chilling. They're beauties, dude. Like, I was like kind of weird. I wasn't gonna be able to like play
First
my,
more problems you can't use a calculator on.
gangster rap
Yeah,
part,
okay.
like music after this.
Wait, what happened?
He brought Ethan some piece of everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I got in the car. I was like,
You're welcome.
thinking when I should play for music.
Oh, wow, thank you. What a compliment. Man, I'm gonna write
Listen
that
to
down.
Yeah, you listen to Meltdown.
Emery,
Travis
let's
Scott,
go.
And I'm like, you know it.
You had a question?
Tea time.
I'm here to party.
And then they told me to play this one. I'm like, is it good? They're like, I was like, well, it's definitely not clean. And they're like, I'm going to. The first 5 seconds it says the item. What? But like, hey, yo, Seth, you playing that in your house? Can you help me with this?
Once you have just the absolute value, go ahead and have 2 equations.
So obviously I need to count on 3.
Yep.
That's free cash.
X plus 5.
It's good. Obviously I know it's just between.
What?
So that's what it is.
So once you get an absolute value, you can just go 2 equations.
Multiply this side.
Yeah, I just did this on this one.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna start by dividing both sides by 2. G,
So, get them all to have.
I get the 64.
Very small square root.
And you gotta combine it.
I'll multiply both sides.
No, I'm not. R squared.
Multiply both sides by
Oh,
3.
wait, I didn't specify that.
This one's
R squared.
You see, because 2 to the 56. I get that.
Not too bad?
Oh, yeah, and then see, but. Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh, like this, like this?
Wait, but I can't not even answer. We got.
Yeah, bro.
Towards the
I
right.
feel like someone just put like, dude, nothing's worse than when you wake up and you're like, I wish I could just like pause that and just like.
So that is right.
Like, I don't care that it's 7.
It's the same thing except for the.
I just want it to be 7 times a day for the rest of my life.
Oh,
Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
so
You're good. Good job.
It's like my favorite thing in like you get to go and like you get to stop feeling everything. But like you're gonna start feeling it again in 8 hours. So like it's fine. Right. It's
Especially if you're good
I know. Like ready?
Bring this up to the top, right?
Yeah.
If you can't sleep so much. Which bedroom was freezing, bro? I'd rather put 30 cold in like 7 seconds on it, or like be laying there and completely sweat all my life.
And then it's over. So you change nothing in here. And then you click the after. Not option 1 because that's how you got rid of that negative. That's what you want to do first. It's a perfect. That's your sweat.
I was also seeing these things, right?
That's so gross.
I woke up, I was like, why isn't my dream?
That's different.
Like, oh my god, it's so cold. That was like the Mayo game, but none of us like were
And no, I was at that game. I think. This is practice. Because we were shopping.
terrible.
Yeah, I remember that whole thing. Like a bunch of people were saying.
Yeah.
They're not even. Yeah, you told me.
So like, and
So you like see how negative 1 has negative 2 is on. I don't even know, to be honest.
what do we
But
so
that
now,
is.
like, seconds out.
But the S up top.
Guess how, guess,
Let's like,
switch.
You just flip it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
And now you see.
Wait, I want to put.
And
Alright,
then
Goofy, what do we read?
F stays.
the S stays at
Okay,
top.
cool.
My S stays on the bottom because it's not gonna like shut. And then they keep it eight.
Did you join it right now? Good job.
Haley.
I have
Yes. Because see, where is it?
Let me go find it. So you were minus the 1.
So then that leaves the S up top. And then, oh yeah, I split the X into different squares. Well, that should be Y minus. That should be, this should be a minus.
This is.
Did I write it wrong?
This is
Yep.
not- I don't think that's the problem.
You're so smart.
Let me check your.
And then you would, those are both different squares, so you would do that.
I did 3.
From this one you would get.
That's why we came up with different stuff, okay?
And then this you would just.
Hi, buddy.
Couple questions.
Yo.
First, on these two, you don't have 0 to X squared.
Oh,
Is that, it stays
So-
at the bottom.
Yeah,
And then now you.
so,
This and that.
okay, we'll use just letter G in this scenario.
Yeah. And then you just do that. 'Cause you're not- here. But you have to distribute this. Yeah. You don't even have to.
Okay.
Ignore this. You still have to do this, what you did, like.
So, this I won't include on the test. In previous years, I've emphasized it, but because I didn't want to push the test to Monday, Tuesday type situation, I cut this idea out. So, if you wrote down 0 and 4, I'd give you full credit, okay? However, the truth is that here's kind of what happens. When you solve this, what you did, first of all, what is the largest degree in this equation? 1. So when you did this, root of 2x plus 1 is equal to x minus 1, and then you squared both sides, you came up with an x squared, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what that did is it's a valid option to square both sides, but you've gone from really one solution to, you've created a second solution, a solution that actually doesn't work. So anytime you increase the degree of an equation, you run the risk of adding one that doesn't work. So if you went back and you checked these, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, right? Square root of 9 is 3. So is 3 plus 1 equal to 4? Yeah, so that works. You try 0, you get the square root of 1 plus 1, and is that equal to 0? No. So I wouldn't mark it wrong if you wrote both. Absolutely fine. However, the truth is that, I mean, in terms of just, true mathematics, anytime you square both sides, and we'll get to this we'll get into this later on in this class, but anytime you square both sides, you raise that degree, you run the risk of adding something you don't really want.
Is there a way to like avoid
There's
that?
no way. There's no way to do it. And I used to scoff at this. I was like, my math teacher was like, whatever, I don't need to listen, I'll figure it out. And he was absolutely right. And it got me in trouble one time when we got to trig. But there's no way. All you can do is just say, if I square both sides, is to just become aware, and then you have to go back and check those answers. But there's no other way to do it. How about this? Squaring both sides, it's kind of a last resort. We don't like to do it. We don't like to do it.
When it says factor completely, you're just getting, like, you don't have to solve for like
Nope,
X.
nope.
That's when it's,
Yeah, I accidentally wrote that.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
If I did so. Okay, and then for this one, I had it divided form fractions, so I did this instead of like 3 plus or minus square root.
I wrote up that 5 to do it this morning. Had it all done.
Jay Lee.
Yes, I found it. So my question is, what do I do if I have a fraction?
Yeah, that's tough. You gotta take 7/2 divided by 2.
Second page is also not the same. Third page also not the same.
I'll show you how we get that.
Not a mistake.
7/5 divided by 2. Multiply by the reciprocal. See how we multiply by the reciprocal? Yeah, section 10. Then you square that section. So we get 49. Yeah.
Is your answer right, Hannah?
7/5 plus 49.
I'm missing one.
Whoops, you wanted that one on the other side. Also add.
I just forgot your little trick you showed me yesterday.
Okay, and then how do you go about factoring?
Well, you do it on squared. You squared 7/10. You're 7 x.
Okay, well, let's just move on.
And -1, that's the same as -100 over 100. Take -100 over 100, attach the 49. Oh, I got the square root of a negative. That's gonna be imaginary. No real solutions. Done.
I forgot the trick you already showed me yesterday.
Oh, yeah. That times that. Minus 20.
Why did you cross this off? Because this doesn't work.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask why.
Wait.
I don't know why.
All right, so now we're here.
You circled it? Yeah, I circled it because I was on the thing. Yeah, on the thing. It was on. We was on. Like I circled, when I checked it, I circled all the ones that were different. I took it better. I don't know. Like I really
lost that
X
page.
to 6, X to 6.
We did have a chess problem.
Okay.
I'm struggling now.
Every. Okay.
Is it this one?
No, it's this one.
Yeah, I got like halfway through.
There.
Why doesn't this work?
So, did you catch my explanation for that guy right there?
Oh, the one answer?
Yeah, so like in this situation, notice it's 4, but it could also be 0.
Wait, what is that?
If you were to plug 0 in, it doesn't work. Now, I will give you full credit for writing 0 and 4. And
and I'll give you full credit for it.
That's a 2.
Okay.
A
fact
2
is
over
that
2.
If you were to plug it in,
Okay.
and in previous years, we've taken extra time to emphasize that. I've tried to save just a little bit of time in this unit so that we can have more time on things like logarithms and things of that nature. So I haven't emphasized that, so that won't be something I'll count against you, but without a doubt, if you were plugged
But
in.
if I do remember to become.
Yeah. Anytime you raise the degree, so it's a first degree right now, when you square both sides, you got second degree. That's an indication that you added a solution that doesn't actually.
Thank you.
Callie, there is one way.
Oh. Okay, perfect.
Sorry, it was you.
So I will do
There
that.
is one way to try to have an idea of that. But we're not there yet. I could show you in 2 minutes.
It's not like the extraneous one.
No.
X cubed times 3 is 0. X cubed first 1 is 1.
I'm not sure.
X cubed is 3. X cubed.
Can you turn them into that? Sure you can.
How are you? I just,
You're also quite especially because my work is so everywhere. Like, I'm not a clean guy to
3x.
I mean, I just like don't really go
If you
back.
want to get rid of the absolute value sign, go ahead. You just have to set it up to 2.
Like when I do a problem wrong, so I can't like
You
go
can't
back and look for two right wrong.
You can't do it at the beginning. You have to do it at
Because if I reread it again, I'll be like, oh yeah,
So 3
3
equals 5
times
is
2
3.
is 5.
3 equals 5.
No, I feel you.
It's awesome. I know, right? How did I get that? I know, but how? Where did you get this? Because you have to put this to the guide, so right now it's 2. And you should. Oh my god. It's 2 over 1, so you have to go to this, and then you crash it, you square. 2 over 1, and then you have to get that. And then what'd you get for an F and J?
Oh, well, good. I can figure it out now before the test.
Yeah.
Both sides.
I wasn't.
I didn't say that.
Have you said I sat on the board the other day, but I didn't understand how I got.
Oh, I thought you said everything.
15?
Yep.
Or 900
Done? Or
So you've got negative 1.
So
So I'm gonna write this with a constant. So we
That's
have
in total
49
between this
hundredths,
and
I write
this.
this as negative 100.
We got to cross that. We got to cross that.
Subtract 3.
Because we came today.
Yep. So then go ahead and negative 100 over 100 and 49 over 100 makes negative 51, right?
Okay, so that's how we.
Yep. And so then when you square root both sides,
Like that?
16 inches.
because you, okay, so now this side over here factors with x minus 7 over 10. X minus 7.
Okay,
Oh, the 7, okay.
Yep. Quantity squared equals your negative 51 over 100.
Okay.
Now, if you square root both sides, boom, you got the square of a negative, so you know it's imaginary solutions, right? So you can just write
Oh.
imaginary. Just write
Imaginary or
Yep.
no real?
Sure, either one is fine.
Is that?
Yes, and you set up a positive negative. So if you set up the positive and negative after, okay, once you just have the absolute value. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, better? Okay, good. Hi, Emery.
Jens, are those new clothes?
They are. Thank you.
Those are new?
So I asked somebody, so if people first hour said they really like the pants, I said, guess how much I paid for my pants? And the first thought was $120. That's pretty expensive. So then somebody said $20, then somebody said $85. I bet there's $60. $25. These are Walmart. These are regular pants from Walmart. I got a pair last year when I was teaching Phi Ed. Because I didn't teach Phi Ed for 4 years, we didn't have a Phi Ed teacher. So I got a pair just kind of weird, really active. But everybody seemed to like them, so I was like, oh, $5. So I got 3 pairs. So I got a black pair, a gray pair, and I got this pair. So.
Correct. Wait, is that your outfit?
Yeah!
Looks
You
great.
didn't notice.
I did just now.
Yeah.
His outfit. His Walmart outfit? Yeah, it looks good. His Walmart outfit?
I was so like those are all I don't have those finished.
Yes.
So that's
I didn't ask for the stats, we just asked for an answer, so thanks, Brian.
Good, yeah. Not attached. It's single. Not married.
oh for God's sake.
Full square both sides.
I was just like,
I was just having that.
yeah, I know.
I was out with my kids.
No one did.
By itself.
That's what I
I felt like we were joking around with you just like we normally would.
Hey, juniors, seniors got their Powder Puff plans ready. They got practice. They got coach. They're finding new coaches.
Our coaches were the best you've seen. Was that you?
I feel bad.
You guys, juniors, you guys got your act here. I just want to show. Seniors are gonna try to bring it on. Seniors are gonna try to bring it.
Mason already tested all the coaches and said,
It's a positive expert.
I gotta find the old one.
Oh, there's a new group.
Just find
So you have
just
two experts.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you guys react.
Mason was just gonna say.
One side.
I have a bunch more.
That is what you said.
We just hold like.
No, but he just wanted to make at least a couple of connections.
Yeah.
Because then you can be like, alright, there's at least 2 coaches going, and you can be like, alright, Saturday, anyone who would come be there, and then the coaches will always be there. You know what I mean?
Because I have.
I don't know how to do this.
We can. We have to. We don't have to. They don't get us some. You have to pay. The school doesn't pay for that. They'll order it. That's true.
Our t-shirts last year.
We don't want to
order. My mom did a really good job on mine.
I just find it funny.
We made ours that day in English class.
That was
so much.
It's just better than it used to be.
Over there.
We could do like,
I just like, I noticed.
hopefully it's not raining again.
That was nice though.
It was fun, but like,
It was extra.
it was fun until you're like, oh, now I'm wet in my car.
Oh,
We had driven to that after it.
So a power to a power, you're gonna multiply.
It was raining again.
Oh, yeah, we haven't had good weather the past 2 years.
Josh said test. Why is there the
I remember you guys were excited. No, that's
So a
not.
power to power.
I was gonna turn off her camera or flashlight, and then I realized she was recording. Like I was trying to be nice and just turn off her flashlight. And I'm like, this is a video.
Oh, wow.
Just make a video or something.
I can see like he raised a few times. All right, cool. So we're gonna do 1 plus
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
times 1 plus
Why?
8.
Because that's what I'm.
Times 1 plus 8.
Oh, I just did that.
Oh, we were.
Times 1.
Yes.
A cubed times 1. And A cubed times 1. That makes all A cubed.
Go home.
A cubed times
You got the wrong one.
So no, for Mason.
I didn't know my.
Okay. Oh, what do we do?
1 times 1 is 1.
Oh, yes.
Guys, I'm so bad. This is my second play, guys. It's so hard.
Party at Brian's house.
I would think I should either tomorrow night or Saturday.
If they don't let us, they won't ask.
Because I already had to my house if I looked up, I would
I'm just gonna.
I really want to be.
Those are like.
Can you give me one?
Just
When we turn this over into.
Oh, except, did you get this? Is it set up like that?
Just kidding.
Okay, now what?
What did you want to do?
Well,
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna be around because I already can't.
-7
So it's a little rough out here.
Hey.
Last question.
You want advice on trick plays? I've got all sorts of trick plays. I will sell my trick plays to
No,
your
it's
team.
okay. Evan makes us a book. We.
Okay, all right, Evan makes a book.
He has quite the
They
play.
got a playbook. Oh my god.
So do we, but you're still gonna lose.
Practicing the whole
She was just crazy.
It's crazy. Our coach.
And you still
Whoa!
lose.
Whoa! What if the teachers just show up and roll you over?
Oh, no.
I have a
Oh,
feeling the teachers have not been practicing.
steamrolled by the teachers. They don't got Clennert this year.
That's true.
We don't got Miss
Or
Haney.
Huntsy.
Yeah, Huntsy.
Yeah,
Are we
Haney,
doing
there's-
volleyball and
Wait,
stuff?
Miss Hansy's not here. I don't know. I think we usually a field day.
You can ask me.
Technically, wasn't it like?
What was that? I like that one time they had the volleyball tournament.
Looks like you're doing a
Was
great
that
job.
homecoming?
Just continue to do your best, okay?
Probably. I think so.
I divided all these by 2.
Yep.
Yes. That's another thing. So much is an open game.
And then.
It's been like all experience. I didn't have my
Divided by
2
2.
We'll have like the headsets, like the coaches, and we wear like uniforms.
116. There you go.
If it's like that, the coaches could like really
Stop.
It's X over Y. I would totally multiply by
And if the coaches don't have suits, I would totally gladly give them suits.
Maybe that's a senior year pull out.
Not if we want to win, bro.
That's true.
We can play good.
Because we've beaten like the others, we've beaten the other sophomores like 3 times.
Yes.
Sir.
Some of these.
This is divided by x cubed or x plus 1, and you multiply by the reciprocal, x squared plus 2x plus 1.
Did you just say what's
over
that?
x. So back
I
to
think our
that,
same strategy where we just start
something
screaming.
cancel, because it's x cubed.
Oh, is it good?
No. X plus 1 times x plus 1. So notice that one set of x plus 1 is canceled, and then that reduces to x squared.
Yes.
Mason.
Mason, who-
That's right there.
is he breaking the wall? Probably doesn't have help. Oh, you're flying, where's that from?
No.
From where?
Okay, what is that one thing?
The singer.
Very cool.
Yes. Wait, I'm trying to see
Is there some in your room?
Yeah, my room has a little bit of a problem there. We kind of realized that if we get into a Raptor and Alice situation, that just might be on the way. But I feel like I'm highly qualified. That's what I would like to know, is if we were in a Raptor or Alice situation, which teacher would you feel most comfortable being with? And which
Honestly,
teacher would you feel least comfortable
Like,
with?
are we talking about intruders?
Do I like make the top 10 list?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say,
Top 5.
in my
Whoa, top 5, whoa.
No other teacher has told us a plan could get out the window.
Oh yeah, we talked about the planning out the window, right?
least comfortable, I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Dunn. He's just always so like.
And his room doesn't have a window. No,
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, he's just like,
No window.
I could totally see him being like, oh, there's a school shooter. Miss Bracky's room. How are you supposed to get out of there?
The problem comes with
You better start like.
But Brack can find a way.
Well, Bracky would be like, oh my god.
She would be your
Dude, Bracky would actually probably just fuck the guy we Well, Jess is the only one so far that said something super logical. He's like, you know, some of us are gonna die. So.
He's like, so if they open the door, the best idea is that I'll go first, and they'll shoot me first, like, maybe you'll shoot me, but like, maybe
I could totally.
You don't have to do
I could
that.
totally see like
This side was
Gastry and one other guy just standing there with like.
This side
That's the best idea, bro. Let's
Just stand on
done.
the side of the door. Just take over your arm out like that.
I've played enough Call of Duty that I'm done. I've been playing COD since I was 8.
Like if you had the scissors, you should just hit them enough that they like drop it, and then you can kick it away, and then everything you dodge pile on top of it so they can't.
They come in, one arm.
That's what you're supposed to do. But the idea is you want them to drop it first, and then.
Until they're just spraying them spray.
I think that we should.
No, low key, like, how is this supposed to when I walk in, I get a beach ball in the face, I'm just gonna be like, no, realistically, I'll probably just be like. No, but honestly, if you stood like right where the pitter patter is, it comes in. One arm goes out for the gun, the other one just stab
Yeah,
it.
and then when it's on the floor, somebody can grab their stick and move, but they just like, get it over, throw it away.
Nah, bro, I'm not listening to that. You guys know I'm not this close. I'm just
I'm
picking it up,
handing
I'm
out
chucking
A's
it in the
tomorrow,
window.
folks. Handing out A's. A for you, A for you, A for Bree, A for Clara.
Mr. Gantz, is the math entrance back tomorrow?
It is.
Is it graded?
Do your best to complete it.
Thank you.
What if I only want to eat? Can I have this? My brain.
Eric.
Eric.
I am here before school tomorrow. I'll be happy to help.
We'll be here.
My brain physically
does not want to do any more math.
What if you miss 2 days of tennis in a row? Some coaches could be mad at
No,
me.
we're late practice.
Oh
Wait, I have a paper for you.
no, 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 not allowed.
Not a fan?
Not allowed.
You coming, Lily?
We feel unsafe.
Good luck.
Unsafe.
Have you tested today? Good luck.
He's wearing it.
I like
Oh, no.
the cyclones, not those.
Can we come in here and not disrupt your class, but
Yes.
look at what you're
Yes. Yep. Yep. Come on in.
Are you guys in pre-cal?
We're
Is this a pre-cal class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
I'm
haven't-
staying.
we
Here,
haven't-
here, here.
I don't think you do.
We have a third hour, but we
Do you not have a
That was on this
experience your class and like ask some questions because like we don't know what
Actually,
we're doing.
I didn't have a class with either of them, but I really just wanted to be around. They missed me. I knew it. I knew it. One of these
Hannah, are you
days-
doing powder puff?
Because I am struggling with
Are
understanding.
you nervous? No, you're not. Are you nervous?
Is Haley learning?
I would like to put out an example to you. Look at this. So, how do you feel about him wearing that today? Do you feel offended?
I was going to, and then. No, I was.
That's better than this. This is still bad.
I knew it wasn't, but I kind of.
Ohio.
idea.
Ohio State.
No, not school.
Where you
Iowa
did-
State's
you
worse
even-
than the Iowa.
These are definitely like
Oh, was that last?
No, that's not right.
like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, and Crash, it's just a dentist. She's like, Mom.
What's up?
I lost.
Let's go.
Whoever our teacher.
Yeah.
I don't know. No. Wait, they already did. I saw it. There it is.
Hey, where's the other one? The short one? Short key
Where's
one?
the one?
Where's your keychain? Huh? Where's your keychain? Oh, there you go. It's gotta be coming. Where's he at?
Little thing that always hangs.
Yeah, it's keychain.
No, that's not them. That's not.
No,
Stays one way.
no.
No.
Not.
Where's he? Hey, are you interrupting our class?
Yes.
Marvel? Just wondering. Are you guys
I really hope
all the way to
Olivia was saying you guys get slammed by when I'm not reading.
Olivia Ellsworth?
Yeah.
She doesn't
But she's not even on it.
Yeah, I know, anymore.
Well, apparently, so East and West were top in the conference last year, and this year Winona is beating.
Okay.
That's alright. I know.
I know.
What does that
Hey!
I don't want to cause any friction, but I just want to let the juniors know that the seniors they're getting their act together for Power Club. They are ready to bring it. They're going to have new coaches. They're going to have a playbook. They're going to have practices. Are you guys going to be ready?
We've already done all that.
You've already done all that. Whoa. So you're just feeling really confident then. Because Paige is over there and she's feeling better about her senior squad this year. But what if the teachers just show up and steamroll you?
They won't.
I've heard that they don't think the teachers are going to be very good because they don't have Clennard, they don't have Hunsey. They think it's just going to be a cakewalk now. We'll
No,
see.
not a cakewalk, but easier.
Okay, all right. Very good. I got you. Hey, we're going to start out with a quick checkpoint. I got 3 problems that I'm worried that if you have them on the test, I'm worried you get them wrong. And it doesn't do me any good if you get problems wrong on the test. Because it just takes me more time to grade everything. And I don't like to grade. One of my least favorite things to do. So if you get more problems right, then you're happy, I'm happy, whole world's happy.
I believe it would be.
Do I?
That'd be, yeah.
I get 1.5.
Aren't we in
It's no loss.
aren't we in that situation where we're supposed to like respect the bees, like we're losing too many bees in the world?
I might be a wasp, right?
Huh?
I've been stung by one too many to respect them.
Really? Wow. Okay, well what'd you do to the wasp?
You know what? Believe it or not, I did nothing. I was walking.
I'm calling Cap.
Shut up, Ben. And it came up to me, stung me once in the back, once in the middle finger, 3 more times in the back, and then once in the leg.
Don't they die?
Yes.
I already did that to it.
It tried to kill me. Cardiac arrest type death.
Jeez.
I have pictures.
Let's
Understatement of the year.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to say. It's not funny. Jaylee helped me with that a lot. That's Jaylee's handwriting. This is my handwriting.
So
You said 16.
growing up, just being a Gopher fan, there's no question that took offense a little bit just in the rivalry. But I would root for Iowa in many situations. For example, if the Gophers wouldn't make a bowl game, which would be many years, and the Iowa Hawkeyes would, I would root for Iowa until we played them at our place. And believe it or not, but when they continue to just serve beer throughout the game, the Hawkeye fans just continue to drink it. So there they are, the drunken skunks that they are at the end of the game, and they win, and they tear down our goalposts. You don't tear down anybody else's, like you tear down yours and that's it. But they tore down our goalposts. And from that moment I said, you dirty Hawkeyes. You dirty Hawkeyes. The other issue is that Mr. Luther is a Hawkeye fan. And Mr. Luther, we need to give him a hard time. So we do not respect his desire to honor the Hawkeyes. Okay, I'm going to get that thing, I promise. Okay, we got 3 problems for you. These are problems I'm worried you would get them wrong if you saw them on a test. So it's the part that I'm not erasing up top there. The first one you would like to solve by completing the square. You should be able to do a basic completing the square problem. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then you want to be able to factor that next piece. And then finally, you'd like to be able to solve for x. I told you you're going to have a problem like that on the test. We'll see how many people actually listen to me and get it figured out. Tests are quicker for me to grade if you get them all right. It takes a lot more time if you make a lot of mistakes. I'd love to make it so you can all do them very, very, very well. What is that?
No, she's trying to get me to ask you a question. Look at this name.
So,
What is Alice?
It just means sa, sa, sa.
What about? Isn't this a table?
Yeah, table, fellas, classifier. Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, that's.
Minus 2, 3,
That's a good, I got
Oh, it's so hot in this country still. Sorry.
Make it factor, if you were to factor, the
That's what I thought. I'm so No, I don't want to.
I got
It's not a yeah.
Okay, I don't know which one was, but
What?
it was hard to
No.
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 Everybody done? Any more time?
Yeah, see those same last name.
Max, what's for supper tonight? Connor, what's for supper?
It's just tired, so you probably take out
Whatever mom makes.
4. I don't know. Take out 4.
Supper.
And you take out 2.
Your parents like let you put in requests? My 2 kids are, so the one's at college, the other 2, they're going to spaghetti dinner school. So it's just me and my wife, so I'm having a steak. You know, I only got by 2 this time. And I think the kids will be sad that they didn't get steak. All right, you got 45 seconds, we're rolling. 45 seconds, we're rolling.
Oh, it's 2.
2 times 2 times 2. Then you get any factor, and then you divide it.
No, he didn't.
I forgot. Dietzogs and Gilmore? Wait, what is that for?
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Which one? I think you get the.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause where you're at. Okay, here we go. Solve by completing the square. This is the very essential completing the square problem. I couldn't make it easier completing the square problem, you guys. Got to be able to do this one. We divide by 2, we get 3. We square it, and we get 9. So that means you add 9 to the other side. Okay? Basic way to come up with that perfect square. That factors x minus 3 quantity squared is equal to 12. Square root both sides. X minus 3 is equal to plus or minus, the square root of 12 can be reduced to 2 roots of 3. And then put the 3 over. X is 3 plus or minus 2 roots of 3. Okay? Process of completing the square. Everybody good there? Okay, next one, I totally get this one. Some people, you struggle with remembering the sum and difference of cubes formula. If you've forgotten it, I'm going to show you a great way to remember it. Okay, it's not that bad. And it goes like this. What do you multiply 3 times to get 8y cubed? 2y. What do you multiply 3 times to get 27? 3. So that's the first thing I want to see, that you can come up with the 2y and the 3. Now, square the front. 4y squared. Square the back. Multiply the 2 together. So it's just square the front, square the back, multiply the 2 together. Now, here's something that people use to remember for the signs. SOAP. So S stands for same. So same sign is that. O stands for opposite. So opposite sign from that. AP, always positive. This one's always positive. So same, opposite, always positive. All right, go Ben Schultz. You need a haircut?
Yeah, I'm getting one next
I could give it to you Monday. I mean, you got to test tomorrow, but Monday, I got a Clippers at home. I cut mine this morning. I'll give you the same cut. I'll charge you $1.
$1?
$1.
I think we already got like.
Let's get some other opinions here. Hannah, would you like to see Ben have a haircut like me? No, but come on, Hannah. Wow,
Thank you, Hannah.
Man, wow. Can't even feel like you don't like my haircut. All right, here we go. Next one, I cross multiply. 3xy minus 2y is equal to 12 minus 3x. Okay? Got to start there. Now you got to gather all your x's on one side. You want your x's on your left or right? It's up to you. Left. So I got 3xy plus 3x is equal to 12 plus 2y. Okay? And I love this problem. If I get your parents at conferences and you're getting a D- in my class, and this problem you just wrote an IDK on, I get to tell them, yeah, I even told them the problem they're going to get on the test, and they didn't even know how to start it. They were, what? You even told them the problem? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty transparent. So let's get this far. What do you do here? Factor out the x. Now, I totally get it. You might forget something, but you write an IDK. We're at war, me and you. Okay, plus 3 is equal to 12 plus 2y. Don't give me an IDK. I get tired of that. Divide. We got x is equal to 12 plus 2y divided by 3y plus 3. Now, just for my last point, I didn't talk about this when we did this problem, but some people, instead of putting their x's on this side, they put them on that side, or they cross multiply differently. If you came up with negative 2y minus 12 over negative 3y minus 3, those are the same things. And the reason why is the top and the bottom differ by a factor of -1. So if the top and bottom, a lot of people look at my answer and go, Mr. Gans, we got so many same things, but they just look like they're flipped. If the top and the bottom differ by a factor of -1, then they are the same. Score each one out of 2 for a total of 6. Make sure your name's at the top. I will take it. You have a test tomorrow. I'm going to be handing out A's. If you want an A, sign up and grab one, because they're going to be flying left and right. I'm telling you that right now. Great way to start the year. Get an A+ in my class. Take the test home. Put it up on the fridge. Say, Mom and Dad, I got an A. I want steak for supper. Connor, you ever go pick out your own steak? For Father's Day this year. That was my wife's like, what do you want for Father's Day? I said, I don't want any gift. Here's all I want. I want to walk everybody up to the meat market, and they get to pick out their own steak. So the kids all picked out a nice thick ribeye, and my wife and I each picked out a porterhouse. And then I just grilled them, and we watched the movie. And I'm telling you, the steaks were absolutely amazing. Kind of costly. I think it cost about $75, but it was awesome. So that does not factor in. This will not factor in. Because that's not supposed to be 6. Or I'm sorry. So if you tried factoring that and you came up with and you factored to get 2y plus 3 times 2y plus 3, right? Watch, 2y times 2y is 4y squared. And then you got 6y and 6y, that makes 12y. See that? So when we do, there's a reason why the formula for cubes doesn't talk about factoring the next part, because the next part, it don't factor. So you're done at this point. Better? Sounds good, that's fine. Well.
Okay. Like how to start it out.
Yep, let's try. Ready? Okay, this is not an easy question, okay? And the way we solve a rational equation is we create common denominators. And the common denominator would be 4 times x minus 1 times x plus 2. So I have to multiply top and bottom by 4 times x plus 2 over 4 times x plus 2. And then here, I'm going to have to multiply top and bottom by 4 times x plus 1, or x minus 1, 4 times x minus 1. And then here, I got to multiply top and bottom by x minus 1 times x plus 2. So I know it looks ridiculous right now, but it ain't going to be that bad. First of all, you notice that the denominators are all the same. And if the denominators are all the same, that means we can ignore the denominators. The denominators, just ignore them. They're gone. We're going to focus on the numerator. And for the numerator, we have this times 1, which ends up being 4x plus 8. And then you have that times 1, which will be 4x minus 4. And then you have 5 times that. X times x is x squared, times 5 is 5x squared. 2 times x is 2x. Then I have a negative x, so it's just 1x. So I've got 5x. And 5 times 2 is 10. So we've got a second degree equation. If you have a second degree equation, you want to get everything on one side and try to factor and solve. So 4x and 4x make 8x. If I subtract 8x over, I get a minus 3x. 8 and negative 4 make 4. Subtract it over, and I get plus 6. Did I make a mistake here? I think that's supposed to be a 14 over there. What's going on?
So you can cube all these, right?
Yeah, but it's squared.
Is the x?
Oh, I got it. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. And so if you subtract that, you get a negative 14 over there. See it now? Okay, so I've got zeros equal to 5x and x. This is going to be a plus 7 and a minus 2.
What do I do?
Questions? You don't have to write down. Yeah, you don't need it. Don't need to. I just.
That's what I do.
I'm running 7. Kid, was this formula?
Abby, Rocking the gold hoops today, huh?
Yeah, after, so on the test, will we have to go back and like check these things?
So when so notice here you have a degree of weight. When you square it, you get a degree.
Oh, your name. That's how you remember. That's how you remember.
I'm not going to make you go back and check.
Okay.
In previous years, I did,
Okay.
but it's really not that important. The truth is that I know that.
Oh, Jose.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yo,
From whatever summer? Yeah, so it'd be.
Wait,
Wait,
can I say that?
Yeah. But I can't remember his name. See,
Square root of x, that's the same.
Yeah.
X to the 1/2
Minus.
minus.
No, it's probably.
Then this also is an x to the 1/2.
Oh, I remember
because
because
the
the picture was like
denominator is going to be x to the negative 1/2. If it's in the denominator, it has a negative value. X to the negative. All right. So because you have a rational exponent and these are radicals, we like to turn them all on radicals. All radicals.
I can't find it.
That way we can deal with it, because now they're like each other. When you multiply two things together, they're the same base, or x. When you add the exponents. So 3x equals 1/2. Yep, so we have x squared. And then 3/2, and negative 1/2. So we minus x equals.
That's what I just said.
You know what I'm
Yes.
So you do the same thing for this one as well. Same thing for this one as well. X to the 1/2, and then you just add your exponents.
I was showing my
Better?
Yes. Yeah.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
Doug, what was my celly gonna be?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Sure thing. How are those goats? Did they get kind of cranky at first? Did they get irritable and hate when it got real hot?
That's gonna be really embarrassing.
Like they're gonna bring a camera out.
Horses like him do that. You knew that. I like that one. I went to the camp that had like. It's amazing. Goes through that.
Only when like.
So they're sensitive to like the smell in the area and stuff, and like what kind of territory. Horses are like teenagers. They just decided to live like shut them.
Well, it's funny because sometimes like when they wean off from the babies
Yeah.
and then like later on they like 2 weeks later the babies will like join the farm for like breeding and stuff and then the mom will like pick on them.
Oh, you know what was there?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's interesting?
Can I get another snack?
Anything come in?
Hi, Emery.
Yeah, just go that.
Oh, but I can't.
No,
Yeah, that was no, not that one.
What?
The one where he's like.
Didn't he get mad for that?
Yeah,
Anybody who wears Minnesota Gopher apparel tomorrow gets an extra point.
What?
No, not.
That's.
I was gonna. That's it's just 100 different.
Hey, what's that? No,
Hi, Autumn.
just say, I'm gonna. No, we're gonna do.
And you don't have to do this one.
I was actually thinking about it once I did that.
I know I should, I was thinking about that too, I just don't think it's right.
First,
Thanks, Mr. Young.
Yeah.
X minus 4 is equal to 4. And X minus 2 is equal to
Oh.
switch that side.
Sing it? Hey, where is 1.5?
1.5, I was just looking at it. It's over here. Which one, the first side?
No.
The biggest banana ever seen.
Oh, Ben, you just take out X, you don't take out 3. Okay.
Don't over X.
Take out.
Now.
You don't take out 3.
But it's.
I'm gonna go home.
Awesome.
I was thinking.
I need more soup.
I needed more, but
What?
for a game night, bro?
For a game night, I get like 4.
Diego, we'd be winning games if you got 8.
For real.
I got 8 hours.
If you got 8 on game nights, on game nights, your sleep debt is probably like through the roof. He's probably negative 50 hours of sleep. What? Why are you asking me?
Because you know that. No, he doesn't. Which one are you?
Are you on this one?
Are you just cross multiply it? Or no, you multiply by CX.
Well, no, I.
Oh, no.
No, you're good, you're good. I just didn't know if you added them.
Yeah. Wait, okay, so 5.
I guess 12.
I say
What?
Yeah.
It would.
I was making sure that.
I'm probably doesn't know what that means. Wait,
Yeah, that's cool.
I literally did.
Say.
Wait.
No, what's
the
no,
That's
he
the
got
right
rid of
answer.
this revision.
Oh,
He had to make like a famous Latin person that made an impact on the world. So we said, oh, let's go ahead.
There's no
I
way.
told him that he told people. Yeah, he had report. But he said, no,
I start by, so a few people have had struggles with this one.
That's what I call it. Good. So he was considering that Spanish.
Oh, so it's
No, chicos. It's like that.
No, he was like actually bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that to Yeah.
So the mistake that some people are making is they're not combining these. That's a 1 plus 2a cubed. And the other mistake that they're making is a cubed times a cubed. Some people write 8 to the 9th. But again, you add the exponents as an 8 to the 6th. So we did those two. Now we got to do that one. And it's always nice when we multiply by 1 because we get the same thing, right? So 1 times 1 is 1. 2a cubed times 1 is 2a cubed. And a to the 6th times 1 is a to the 6th. Now we'll multiply by a cubed. 1 times a cubed is a cubed. 2a cubed times a cubed is 2a to the 6th. And a to the 6th times a cubed is a to the 9th. So I've got a 1. 2a cubed and 1a cubed make 3a cubed. A to the 6th and 2a to the 6th makes 3a to the 6th. I got a to the
I saw it. I was watching the same video. This guy. He looks like Randy Orton. I was watching the same video for the same question. No, he goes. No, that's how you do it.
I bet if you do that,
It's nothing, it's technically invalid.
Probably.
If there was a variable there, then x equals 0. It's 2 equals 0.
Oh, you're right. I was like, how does that just not exist?
Oh, that's something like for the
This is nice. We had 5 problems on the paper and then
Oh.
I think I know how to do it. Never mind.
Palmer, you got 4 question marks.
Yeah, we had 5 problems. I got one of them.
You need help?
No, I think I understand now. You factor it.
Wait, Jens, what happens if like,
500
these
or 5100.
problems, these ones that you factored into your factor?
Yep. No, you're fine. So I should have one with x equals.
So this is.
That's what I want.
Okay.
What up?
Negative, 1 negative, 1 positive. Plus 50, smash 100.
Okay.
Good work. Man. Yeah, you've done everything fine right there. It's just that 6 times 1
it's the
is
same thing, yeah.
6.
Oh.
That's right. All right, so supposing your competence is.
I'm sorry. I just noticed that.
I feel like not knowing.
So the other thought is to just go straight to quadratic form. That might help you. The juniors are scared.
What was that?
They should be.
They are getting together a practice schedule. And they said they got some trick plays.
I bet they don't.
I've been selling them trick plays.
Can you sell us some?
Sure, $10 a play. Maybe $10 will get you a play.
Again, but you're supposed to help the seniors.
Because you're my flex?
Yeah.
Kendra, I have to make it look like I'm impartial.
I don't know if we have to go in for.
Or you don't care. Well, I don't know.
So like every time that Hannah gets the ball, when I throw a flag and I call illegal block in the back and move it back 15 yards, it has to look like I you know.
I don't even know what that means.
Illegal block in the back.
So, wait, do we need a calculator for tomorrow? Or do it like?
Good.
I didn't when I took it.
Okay. So probably is the answer.
I mean I don't know. I don't have any extra calculators.
Okay.
You're on your own there.
I hate balls.
Go rent one.
You guys have some people in Colorado?
We're getting ready.
We are starting.
You watch WWE when you were small? You never watched it?
I know what it is.
You were at.
The Randy Orton. God, what? And then how do you know?
No, Brian just showed up. I was the coach last year.
No, Brian just showed up on home. Randy.
Evan, Logan, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was the original.
It's like every like, it doesn't affect your
Or the same.
It never lost.
Like last year,
Either day
or
Yeah,
we could have.
the seniors are defeated. They have never won.
We said.
Hey,
No, I know you beat them, but like, when we were
Sydney, so
freshmen
like
and sophomores,
upside
they won
down.
like this.
I hate you.
They should have. It should have been like a tournament. They should have done a tournament.
I don't know.
Like, if they get so tournament, like trophies would be way better. Me last night.
You got slayed.
Me? What?
Can you help me on?
I'll tell you what.
So you have to make.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you made a fraction, and then you have to add it, so you like make like comments.
Oh my god, I always forget.
Oh, that's right. You remember my
Yeah, you just get rid of it. You just get rid of it.
Oh yeah.
Stop playing around. Stop playing around.
What do you mean? Just what's the final like
Like non-existent because 0 is equal to x cubed minus x squared. And look, they're all the same. Well, that's what I did for this one, and I got it right. So Matt was looking at me. Yeah, I was walking in the field house. I said, Matt, are we in the third or what? Matt is so. I love And then, what did he say that you messed up his password? Oh, you're still
I didn't even mean to do that. I just tried to pass it and just like throw the ball. I even saw it. I was like, it's like right in front of his foot, and he doesn't know.
I looked over and he like this long.
Oh, that way. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Make us
Yeah, what's that, man? Sing it. Like PvP.
Like tell him? No, it's we always tell him which one
No, you
you
can
found.
just leave it in.
I can see it. Small town. Yeah, because it's too awesome. Let's see, climb apartment. What?
Okay, boys and girls, if you would quick look at your homework cover sheet real quick. This homework cover sheet, you don't necessarily have to take yours out, but if you'd at least follow along with what I have. There is one side that says a self-assessment for completion. So if you did all of the homework and you checked your answers, then give yourself a 4, okay? I don't go through and grade every single problem. I go through and I look to see, is your work all absolutely identical to the same work that I did? I start to get worried in that scenario. The awkward situations are especially when somebody gives them selves fours all the time on the homework, saying they completed it all. All the work looks identical to mine, and yet they're getting a 50% in the class. Something doesn't add up there. Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's just then a conversation that happens with parents. Hey, I don't think that they're fully engaging in their homework the way that they should. The other side is for your level of understanding. So hopefully you can start to, and you communicate to me. This is how I get to see, how is it going for you? Which types of problems were you struggling with more? And I can start to think about things to do differently for next year. At the bottom, you can see you can rank yourself in terms of your timeliness, your neatness, your diligence in your work, things like that. So you can fill this out before you come to class tomorrow. You're going to have 44 minutes to take this test. I can then give you 10 minutes after class. Okay? For you guys, it'll be 10 minutes after school. For the other group, it's 5 minutes of passing time. It's 5 minutes to the next class, so I can give you an extra 10. At that point, I got to cut you off. So it really bugs me when somebody is like, shoot, I don't have enough time, but they spent the first 7 or 8 minutes of class filling this out. You get my point? Like, if I need extra time in the test, I'm going to make sure I walk into class and I pop this in the box and I sit down. If you're going to take time to try to figure out where all your papers are, where's my calculator, where's my pencil, what's this, what's that, and you're all of a sudden, it's 10 minutes into class, you're like, oh, Mr. Gitz, I didn't get a test yet because I was busy doing that. Like, try to, salvage your time. You get my point? Use your time wisely. Don't use your time filling this out. Do that tonight or tomorrow morning, okay? Hand it in, be done, okay? And if you want to hand this in after the test, that's fine too. But when time comes tomorrow, just sit down and start. People ask how long is the test? The test is written so people finish it in 44 minutes. My best guess. I will tell you it's shorter than last year because we keep getting time taken off of our day, don't we? So that's just kind of the way it's gone. When I first started teaching, we had 52 minutes of class. So we're down to, in some cases, we are 9 minutes less in some classes. So that's significant. So I've had to adjust tests to account for that. And I'll be here after school in case you want to party. Okay. Math party, E116. Diego's got soccer practice. Game against who? Winona, the Lose Hawks. Bunch of losers. Yeah. Take them down. Who do they think they are? They're nobodies. They're not going to know what hit them. Gonna get a yellow card tonight?
Probably.
Attaboy. Nothing wrong with a yellow card, just don't want the red one.
Yeah, red one's the one we don't.
They don't give green ones, so if you ask the ref about a green one, he's gonna think you're weird.
Yeah.
How long would you get suspended for red card?
The red card? Just one. Okay. Yeah, just one game. Like then the next one, yeah.
And he also got the Lose Hawks.
Oh, Steve?
They had the. What time you guys leave?
Yeah. He doesn't like me.
Still good. Why not? What do you think of Steve?
Steve?
What up, G?
Steve, you both. I like Steve. And the Asian dude.
Who? The Asian dude?
Yeah, the Asian. That's pretty chill.
So I'm gonna multiply. The
That
first
new
time we
one,
do
I've never
yours.
seen him before. The one that mounted.
The big
Yeah,
Oh my God.
He looked big.
This
It was
is
big.
right here.
Yeah, that one. I've never seen him run. He seems like a good
Wait,
wrestler.
wasn't the Asian doing nothing?
Yeah, on the sideline.
Oh, okay. The elder girl. And then there was the girl. Before you get back to me, Steve.
I hope we have Steve.
Multiply by the reciprocal.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have Steve. We haven't had him in a while.
Yeah.
We haven't
No,
had
we
him.
get. No,
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he gets mad at
It was yesterday, right?
Who does? Who does?
Santa Claus.
Steve.
Where are you in?
I mean, Steve. That's
I should be.
it's Santa Claus. That's why I call
I
him.
should love Spanish, but.
You better get them one.
No, literally, I remember Moo made the mistake. Moo made the mistake of talking that to
Wait, do you
Steve.
think
What? Yeah, I was like, Moo, what are you doing, bro? I talked to him after the game. I'm like, Moo, that shit, don't talk.
What do you say? What do you say?
He said so. He said, well, no. I can't remember what he said, but it was something really dumb. I'm not lying. Unless it was one of the other Asians.
You can't do that to Steve.
Honestly, there's so many of them. I don't.
Okay. I'm not gonna complain.
Have a good day. Gentlemen, have a good day.
You as well.
I think this is.
Mr. Gents.
Yo.
Sir, I always forget how to do.
Complete the square?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, well, okay. Like this one here, I think, like, I look down the street and it's different, but I don't, like, it still made sense when I did it.
Sure.
Could I get an interrogation sheet for this one?
Right there on the bottom, right underneath my keyboard.
This one?
There you go.
Thank you. Oh, this last one. It's the last one. Do you want me to?
You're fine.
Okay.
You're good. So negative 2 times 2x is negative 2x.
Okay.
5 times
I just need to
negative
know
5
that, and
is
then I'm
negative 25x. So that makes it negative 27x.
I have no idea.
Okay.
So that's not what we.
Yeah.
Might have been myself.
This doesn't factor, which is why we complete the square.
Yeah, and I forget, how do we,
Finish that other study guide.
so I know, like, you gotta subtract the,
I added.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
like
move the
that.
7 over,
uh-huh.
and we gotta figure out what number do we add to complete the square.
And then you take this factor here, and then you
Divide it by
2,
2 to get 5.
yeah,
Then we square it to get 25. Yeah. Okay.
okay.
So you've got an x plus 5 is what that factors to,
Mhm.
and 7 plus 25 is
32, and then you square root of 4.
Why? Gabby, what happened to Aubrey?
Why is she on crutches?
Mm.
I don't know, she said, I have no idea. She said it just helps her walk. Like, that's what she said. Gens, where's the extra study guides?
I just made a couple copies. I think right here. Yep.
Very much. I actually feel pretty confident. I'm glad you got this 8th hour in.
All right, I think I got it now. Thank you.
Better?
Yeah.
There you go. What's up, party people?
Party. You know who that is, Mr. Gens?
No.
That's Evelyn Holcomb, Patrick Holcomb's sister.
Patty's sister. Very nice.
Come here.
Hi, Evelyn.
How do you know my name?
They told me.
Oh.
Hi, Elaine.
I heard that Patrick had an accident
What kind of accident?
This summer.
this summer.
Oh, his falling through the roof. Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Fell through roof, right
Ow.
on pipe. Roof smooth or something, roof soft. Oh, it
What was
like
he doing on the roof?
roofing. Working.
Okay, so he was shingling.
He's working.
Roofing,
Okay.
I don't even know. Roofing, he was roofing. He was roofing. He was, yeah.
Okay.
And then rib.
Okay.
Kind of, I don't know. Spleen, I don't know.
Is he okay?
Did he like rupture his spleen?
I think. It was damaged.
You're his sister.
Yeah.
You should show more genuine care and concern for such
Yes.
a strapping young lad such as Patrick. Well, you tell Patty that Mr. Gans says
She won't remember.
hello.
I won't remember, and I.
We'll remind you
She's
of
terrible with
practice.
I
names too.
probably won't see him.
Oh, yeah,
in
isn't he at, like,
5,
college?
6 years.
6 years.
Where did he go to college?
Huh?
Where did he go to college?
Do you know?
U of M.
University of Minnesota?
Yeah.
It's not that far away. He'll probably come home.
How many siblings do you guys have again? There's 6 of you combined.
Patrick's the oldest.
7 combined. Dang.
Who's the oldest?
Is he the oldest?
No.
Oh, don't ask her that question.
No, I had Rachel before that. I had Renee.
Oh. Renee, Rachel, Evelyn, Patrick,
Amelia.
I
Amelia.
did not have
Are you the
Renee.
youngest?
Wait, didn't she?
Yeah.
I had Liz as
Evelyn's
well.
a baby. Evelyn's a baby.
She looked. Who looked just like their mom? Was it you? Remember when we were?
What's
looking
your
at
last
pictures?
Isabel Necklace. You have two.
Nekanaki?
Yes.
Are you related
So you must be related to the Nekanakis.
Isn't it Nick Nack here?
Yeah, my Mister.
dad teaches
Yep.
my mom teaches.
Very good. So you'll be a teacher too someday?
Probably not.
Probably not, but you will.
Has anybody ever called you Mr. Gents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I just take points off their test. They do it again.
I've never
Minus
done
2.
that, I just heard.
Do it again, -5. Do it again, -10.
So you're not
Good
giving
thing
out
I know your
A's?
name.
You're not
Bring it
giving out
on.
A's?
Bring it on. I can fight
I
too.
bet you I could guess who made this sign. Don't tell me. Was it Chet Hansen?
He helped, yeah. Chet's a crazy boy.
I can tell from the pitter patter.
Chet is a
My
crazy
dad
boy.
says that saying.
He is a
Pitter
crazy
patter.
boy.
Let's get at it. All right, so how are we doing on our
I'm
stuff?
feeling great.
Good. Look at that.
I just wanted.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey
I'm
now.
in Mr. Gentz's room getting some help. What are you up to? Oh, where at? Is that in St. Cloud or in Irvine? Oh, that's nice. How'd that go? Okay. Let's see what the hours look like and stuff. Oh, that's not bad. What, 4 to 10 o'clock? How are you gonna do 10 hours a day of school? Oh, okay. Okay. Mhm. Yeah, that'll be nice. Are you gonna interview anywhere else or? Okay. Nice. Very nice.
What's your timeline for today?
Yeah.
I got a lot of time.
Okay. Well, I'd love to talk more, but I gotta get to math. Sounds good. Love you too, bye.
So Maggie sits there.
Yeah.
I
Is Miss
forgot.
Nesser still here?
I forgot Maggie's name. I felt bad.
Poor Maggie.
Okay, which one is Ethan?
He's,
Right here.
yeah, right here. He's wearing a white shirt today. He's the one that's got a little bit of a lazy eye. I mean it in a nice way. Does that help you out at all?
Sometimes he sits like cross-legged.
What period is this?
Ours.
6. 7, sorry.
Technically 6, but yeah, so.
I'm struggling to picture Ethan.
Got a little bit of spiked hair, brown hair.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't talk at all.
I thought that didn't go in the grade book.
I mark it down and it doesn't count for
Oh.
any points. But,
Just to see if they do it.
well, it gives me an idea and then also just like I can look back and say, okay, where are we at? How are they doing on these things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in a non-graded category.
Okay.
Who's that?
Who is it?
That's
It was great.
Is this supposed to be a negative one?
So it's like, not, I mean,
No.
I know that, but.
No, good. Yep, so we got x plus 1 quantity squared is equal to that 8/3. Yep.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I was like thinking of it backwards. And then the 8/3 can go all the way under a square root. Would we
Yep.
find the square root of that?
Yep, so you're gonna have to do the square root of the top. The square root of 8 is 2 roots of 2. And then the bottom, you have the square root of 3. So 2 roots of 2.
So you do them separate,
Yep.
and then you have to get rid of that
And you
square root.
can't have the square root of the bottom, so then you gotta multiply top and bottom by the square root of 3.
So, I think you coaching her on like, here's how it is. Yeah.
When you times the square root by a square root, you
There's
just
a method
multiply the
that
number,
I
right?
use.
Square root of 6 then, yep.
And it's named after someone else, and I invented it. It's a late 80s Pomodoro method, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and you just keep doing that till your work is done. I discovered that in 86. It's the jump. You know what a tomato is? It's like Italian, Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. Yeah, so anyway, stupid tomato. Just found that out. Never heard of it.
Yes, sure, I'm gonna.
You want me to come in and
test
complain?
and I'll-
I can come in and complain about my method.
Nettie Wap's gonna join us for a minute.
Sweet.
We have presidential things to discuss. In the meantime, I
Yeah.
could use your help.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm looking at letter E.
So, notice, yeah, come on in. Just gotta get her started here real quick. So you've got, you got the square root of x. I'm sorry, x to 1/2, is it? 3/2.
3/2.
X to the 3/2 times the root of x plus the cube root of x.
Yeah, 1 over.
1 over the root of x. Okay, so if the direction is to perform the indicated operation, and so my guess is that you're thinking to distribute.
Yep.
But what makes this as difficult is that you have a rational exponent and then you have a radical. And so we want to write these as a rational exponent. So I'm good with the 3/2. Do you know what square root of x, do you know what that is with a rational exponent?
I do not.
Okay, so square root of x we say means x to the 1/2. So if you had cubed root of x, that means x to the 1/3. If it was the 5th root of x squared, we would say that's x to the 2/5. Yeah, so this number here, we call it the index. It serves as the denominator for the rational exponent.
Okay.
So that's just the language that we use mathematically. So we could write that as x to the 1/2. Notice that the next one also has the square root of x, but it's located in the, so therefore the exponent is going to have a,
You can't give it, you can't do the same thing to it, can you?
negative value.
Oh, okay.
For the denominator, we have negative value for our exponent. We distribute. What do we do the exponents when we're multiplying?
Or you do the exponents when you're multiplying?
So when we multiply, do you know what we do with the exponents? Common bases, we,
What's the, not cross multiply,
do we
right?
add the exponents or do we multiply the exponents? Do you know which?
We add them.
We add them. So 3/2 plus 1/2.
The 4/2 should be.
Yep. And the next one, 3/2 and negative 1/2.
Can you do that with the negative?
Yep,
3 halves and
It'd be
negative 1.
It'd just be X,
Yep.
right?
Very good, yep. So, there's 2 things that this problem is testing you. Number 1, do you know to add the exponents? That's the first thing it's testing. The second thing it's testing is, do you understand to rewrite radicals as rational exponents? So that is a useful piece. So
Is this like a tougher equation, or should I know how to do this?
I would say a lot of kids have a problem or a question on that problem.
Okay.
It's one that I continue to get each year and ask myself, how can I make it more clear? But I think it's just one we need a little bit more time to review and consistently. So.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep. How are you doing, Tato?
Good. I looked. Working on the rest of
Okay, you let me know if you need help.
All right. Are we doing just like your type, or?
No, he did not like that. He thought, he told me first it was confusing, and then was worried
What
about
was it, stipple?
transgender, cross-dressing, offensive, controversial, etc.
Okay.
So then he also did
He
not
does not
like
He
white
approved
lies.
white lies last year. So now he doesn't like that this year. Okay.
I don't even think he got it, or
Is understanding it.
he said it was.
So
that's when it's
he approved
confusing.
anything but a backpack, but didn't approve.
I don't think he even remembers anything like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that was
But
awful last
That
year.
was bad.
I
It
think
was fun, but a lot of people were getting in trouble for.
he okayed 2000s.
Oh, I don't like
I
that
don't
one
like
either.
that one at all. Unless we make it decade day, but that's cool.
I feel like we've done that a lot. Like, I feel like we've done.
I say that's like 2000. I feel like that's tied with Barbie. Be a 2000 Barbie then.
Yeah.
Can we as a officers come up with one?
I don't care. Okay. So that.
Yep. You see my notes on there, the highlighted stuff?
A cheer video is done. It
Okay.
is getting done. I asked the Tiger Vision people if they would do it.
Yeah.
They were gonna do it
Awesome.
with the real cheerleaders.
Awesome. That makes
So
it a lot
that is
easier
done.
for us.
Yes, that's my new strategy this year. I'm gonna try is to try to push more work on other people.
It's a serious concern.
Because they want to do it. Tiger Vision needed a project.
Well, there. That's
Yes.
easy peasy.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That best I'll go down.
Okay.
Forms need to be sent out.
We need to
for
get the
warranty.
forms made up. Yes,
Isn't that an office thing to
that
do?
is true.
So last year what we did was it was only seniors vote for seniors to nominate, but then somehow the whole vote overall got open to the whole school. Are we doing it like that again?
Nope.
No?
I think the whole school did vote on the final royalty.
They did.
And that is how it's usually done.
Well, why don't we do that again and for the, what's it called? The royalty, we make a video and the flexes can show it. Like a little bit about the person.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Great idea. We need to
That's
test it with Tiger Vision.
Like, say what you're involved in and what it means for you to be on the court, like actual sentimental value, not just a popularity thing.
So our grade will vote the
First,
final
our vote,
people. and
our
then-
grade will nominate.
Okay, yes, that's what I
And then
meant,
the
yeah.
whole school will do the final vote. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Did we decide what's going on for coronation? Is that Friday,
Nope.
Thursday?
The agenda that I have is coronation is Thursday Pep Fest.
Pep Fest
8th
schedule?
hour.
8th hour? Oh, we're gonna leave.
Unless you want me to try to get a different time. The problem is, I'm pretty much running everything as it was last year, but last year it was during flex. Or
I hate that
in
it's
the
at the
middle.
end of the day because kids leave. I knew so many kids that left for this, our first Pep Fest.
Our whole
Just
grade
right out the doors.
left.
No one even like watched the doors, I heard. They just let the kids walk out.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
But if there is someone
Kids-
standing there, it's not like they can just be like, hey, you can't go out. Like if Ron was standing there, they wouldn't take him seriously. They just keep walking.
So you can just lock the whole school because it's like a fire hazard.
So would you like me to try to get coordination in the middle of the day?
Yes.
You know, one thought is that if you did have an 8th hour and you're afraid of people walking out, you could see if people who were, had their prep that hour or a duty that hour. You know, if you're able to station one at the pool doors, station another person. It would be pool doors and commons, right?
Yep.
I mean, you could try that. Say, no, you guys are going in.
Yeah. Could that almost be something like you could take attendance for? Like you meet with your flex beforehand and then you go as your flex.
I mean, honestly,
I think the challenge is when people go their flex and then they leave, they still just walk out.
still walk
So
out.
I think it's challenging to take the attendance piece, but
Okay, scratch that. Okay.
sorry, I was not invited into the conversation.
No,
That was just a thought I
like
had.
hearing other like.
I just, you know, if
It
it was
is
in,
a problem.
I would fully support it if it was in the middle of the day. I'm just saying if you can't get it,
Yeah.
then I know if I was a teacher on duty 8th hour, or if I had a prep 8th hour, and somebody said, can you go the last 5 minutes and stand, stand at the commons door or the pool door and say, no, you're going to the gym. No, you're going to the gym. I'd be happy to do that.
Okay. Well, I think we should try and shoot.
Miss Netzer's have a different thought.
I'm just trying to think of some of the most oppositional and like the headache it's gonna be to try to get them to go back into the gym. What I like is
Sure.
teachers need to be standing at the top of the stairs and saying, nope, turn around, you're going back down.
It's not even that. People left before it even started, like,
Sure.
right?
Like,
When
the
it was
parents
time to
just
go
sign
to it,
out.
everyone just.
And I feel like if you wanna leave before it goes, whatever. But if you're gonna get up in the middle of a thing and leave and like everybody
Yeah.
just starts a mass exodus, I really hate that.
Yeah.
That at least looks bad.
You make a really good point, and that I think that's hard in that I've talked to my flex a number of times. I know that there's probably about half the kids in my flex that when they see something, they're like, well, that's an opportunity for me to leave early. We talk about it, we encourage, but if they walk out, man, it's hard to do anything about it.
Yeah. Yep.
I just point at them and say that they're dumb.
Agreed. Okay, so we'll try for a midday coordination at least.
And someone mentioned senior sunrise it being on Wednesday. That's FCA, whatever.
It
It's
was
been on a Wednesday
Wednesday
every
before.
single year
Yeah.
prior.
What's
so
FCA?
fellow Christian athletes. Which is at 6:30 in the morning. Then
Yeah, they can get there in time for fellowship and Christian athletes.
And I think that Fellowship of Christian Athletes would be more than willing to consider not having it that
Sure.
week.
Yeah.
Okay. T-shirt store is ready to roll.
for homecoming.
For homecoming, we got the design made based off of the winning boat.
Okay.
Okay.
How'd that go over?
It was fine. We had about 200 voters, so that was cool. They are taking back the store now to revise it because I asked if they could deliver to all of these schools instead of having all the shirts come here
Yeah.
and having everybody have to come here to pick it up.
That's good.
Okay. Yep, fine with the dance. We talked about, do we want to tear down Saturday night after the dance?
Did they say the ticket price was good? Did they like that idea?
Didn't even talk about it. I don't think they care.
That's fine.
The biggest change is they all agreed, no field day, powder puff Friday night.
I think it's great. I was saying earlier to kids, most kids don't even go watch Powder Puff and they leave.
Yeah.
So they abuse the field day, whatever.
Okay. So I talked to Dibble too, and part of our problem was how are we gonna have games running at night when only one field has lights? So we're gonna do 2 games running at the same time in half field. So it'll be the young ones playing each other, all the early bracket stuff, half field.
Yeah.
And then the big showdown, or maybe the last couple rounds can be on the full field. Okay,
Yeah.
that's at 7, but Mr. Langerud's idea was doing junior versus senior boys volleyball 6 p.m. Friday night.
That gets hard because I don't want it, a lot of us want to practice early and a lot of our coaches, whatever, are gonna want to do volleyball, so what if we're coachless? That's and then like, we won't probably be able to go watch like the whole volleyball thing, that's just my personal opinion, I don't really love the idea, but other kids do, so
Okay.
if other kids love the idea, then.
I think I like the idea of giving you, making it be, evenly paced out, and so just go to the volleyball game, watch and enjoy, and then once it's over, everybody gets their stuff
Yeah.
and heads to the football field,
How
and we
would I
give a
start
nice
these
warm up.
ones?
And maybe we don't even start until
We get
7:30.
Pep Band to play for us?
little bit tough. So,
And then we'll have
this example
concessions, which
here,
that should be a good money.
I
we're
was
gonna have,
charging for people to come into these games too, or like can we do a free will donation to student council, or like is there any way we can make more money off of the event?
Well, I think this would be a huge community event, because I know like
Yes,
the community is as upset as we are about the game
Sure.
being on Saturday, so I'm sure they'd wanna come support us.
definitely.
so you gotta find.
Or do we just try to do,
I don't think the free
Common
will
denominator
donations
for
or we could do
X
tips
minus
at the
one,
concession stand,
X plus
tips
two.
go to student council if they want us to do that.
So
But I feel like we should
we're gonna multiply the top and bottom of this
free
one.
will
I think we
But
get a lot of people
for
coming
the
this free,
X
but
plus
especially you have like the generous ones that
Yeah.
will. But that means we gotta get it out in the community now,
Uh-huh.
so we gotta advertise for
Rosa
For
making,
this one, we need 4 times X minus one.
even if it's asking businesses to like hang up like our poster, or like, not even like, or just like telling businesses.
This one has the 4, it needs the X minus 1, X
Okay.
plus 2.
good. Like it?
Dance.
Dance is
Can we set
fine.
up in the morning?
So now.
That's what they
they're
talked about
all the
before
same.
football.
So I can just focus on the numerator at this point.
And then who's heading the parade, like, for, no one, as of right now?
Nope, we had it all under control. We're running the same
Oh, yeah,
system as
just-
last year. So I took the form that Laura made, Laura, and adjusted it for this year. I sent it to all of the,
Captains and.
it went to all the coaches.
Okay.
But somehow Hattie filled it out, so she got it.
Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have 8 people in the parade now, so I need to send another email out about that.
Like 8 groups or only 8 to
8
5?
groups.
How would we distribute that? Don't forget we have
FOIL,
like
so X times
junior,
X is X
senior.
squared times 5 is 5X.
freshmen, are we gonna?
That's what we
add
talked about at the, meeting was we want every class to have
Negative 1 times
a
X
parade.
is negative X.
And maybe student council is a good
X times 2 is
opportunity
2X,
for you to be a
so
leader for the
1X
parade and get
times
us what
5 is
going.
5X.
Yeah, that's good.
I think the biggest problem is our kids are in other activities. and
Negative 1
they're
times 2
in
is
other
negative 2
activities.
times 5 is negative.
So we'll see if we can get that.
Yeah.
But so the parade stuff went out to all the float people.
Mhm.
The route is okayed by the police.
We don't need to focus it
And
all.
Holly is on
the
top of,
denominators.
she already sent information out to the
Because
community about it, the city.
The denominators matter.
And then all the businesses
We
have
got
gotten
this
their
numerator right here, we gathered everything on
window
one side.
decorating form to fill out, so I
4X,
have the
4X,
form too.
8X.
Yeah, I
We
took the
subtract that
second
over,
one, so I
and
could
we
just
get
revise what we had.
Yeah, our
If it
first
works.
year was like
Negative
a test
3X.
room. We made it through, but
It was brutal, but now it's
So
just,
this is
5X
just relaxed. I was just like,
minus 4X is
I
1X,
tried-
and minus
I'm like, oh,
4X
wait.
is negative
you
3X.
did that, it's gonna be easy.
yep, parade is easy. What I do wanna have is some student council members there who will, we should do it like the Fourth of July parade.
8
Where they
times
have
negative
the
4
numbers
is 4.
marking
Now
the
it's subtract over
spots,
again,
and so
negative
it's
14.
all in order.
Okay.
And so we don't have to go around to everybody, it's just your 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
you follow.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How come we're getting them all over to us?
I don't
Because
have
we're gonna use
classes
the
normally on
quote-
Fridays, so I
Because
will
we're
try
gonna
to.
use the zero
plan
product
these on
property.
my schedule.
Great. Don't
If you
care.
have a second degree
And probably
equation,
Fridays
I
probably
want-
are not anything
got
happening
2
for meetings
options.
here.
I wanted to be there
you either set
today,
it equal
but
to 0
I-
and you
I
solve
have
by
class
factory,
tomorrow, since I didn't have it
or
on
you
my
set it equal to
Tuesday.
0 using
So-
quadratic formula,
It doesn't matter,
or you
I
set
prefer
equal to
making
0
it work,
and
but I.
you complete the square.
Okay.
I don't like the idea of completing the square with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We
It
told you it
does
was
factor quite nicely.
I remember the
went to
trick
that
this
Jordan
time.
said
Okay.
something, and then
I
Rose
think
Havana, she's talking about with other, but like, that she's like being mean, telling kids. to
5
shut
times
up,
negative
and, like,
14,
She's rude and double walked and she's like, guys,
which
clap,
would be
like, there's like little comments.
negative 70.
Yep.
But see,
So then that
there's, like, only
goes-
choices to choose
oh, wait,
from.
Yeah.
Maybe it.
No.
She's not committed enough in a sense.
Like that.
No,
and
but-
then
And
you
like she
factor that
cares, she
over
put
it.
in the effort, but it's like the front part that we work
Mhm.
on.
And I think either we're gonna
Two
have to
numbers
say
multiplied
like,
is 70, and their difference is 3.
she can be,
5.
but somebody else is gonna lead.
What is it? Is it 9?
Meetings
No, no,
or
no.
something?
Oh my
next
gosh, I
year
should
you
know
might have to
this.
be co-president.
Yeah, I think that might be.
You'll have
good.
to consider.
5 and
Cause she's just, it was just very.
One of them is 7.
Yeah.
5 and 7.
We'll see how.
No,
this
that's
meeting goes.
35.
I'll have her start sitting up there with me and like also chiming in.
Oh,
Maybe
10,
I'll
oh my
start
gosh.
getting better etiquette.
No, that was so dumb.
So
Yeah,
mine
And
is
that makes
ten.
sense.
Leadership
Plus seven.
etiquette.
Yeah.
Okay.
How to.
And then we put the number back down.
Present yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And 5.
and
So
basically.
it's divided
only
by
1%.
5, so
Yeah.
just x minus 2.
So, pick another time for a
Those don't.
meeting, it probably needs to be soonish.
So
It'll be next week
that,
for sure.
and then we
Probably
just do
Friday.
x equals
And next Friday is the first pep fest.
Are you serious? Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's
Yes.
coming up.
I will not schedule any more recruit meetings.
It's not your, it's our
It's-
problem.
yeah.
It was our fault.
Mr. Gentz, you wanna be a model for next week?
Yeah, we didn't get models.
You wanna be Ken?
Yeah,
Be
you should get a
Ken, be
blonde
Ken.
wig.
My
Walmart,
hair's not good
Walmart,
enough for you?
Walmart, they got wigs out.
There's no blonde, no bald Ken.
Yeah, there's no bald Ken. They would have got discontinued. Continue them.
If you need a model, I would
Yes,
be happy to help out.
We need you.
Well, we're sitting here right now, I didn't know if you might have like 42 other staff out there who would
nobody
be
wants to. do it.
interested in helping.
You put the F in